In this video, we are going to be talking about the disasters that we've had while motorhoming. Now, this is a collaboration video, and you'll see a link to all the other videos at the end of this one. Instead of sitting on a sofa like we've done in the past for a collaboration video, or sitting in our motorhome, and you'll find out why we can't sit in our motorhome at the end of this video, instead of all that, I'm going to be going on a bike ride. Now, we've had our fair share of disasters on our motorhome, and this time last year in another collaboration video we covered our top 5 mistakes. I'm going to leave a link up here so you can go and see that video. So just to cover a couple of those things, we had, we reversed into a tree at a campsite in France. It was chucking it down with rain, and so we didn't want to jump out and just check our rear. Ended up damaging, bending the bike rack. One other thing we've done is we missed our ferry travelling back from Dublin to Wales a couple of years ago, and it was basically all my fault because I was just being a skinflint. I didn't want to use their toll roads to get up to take the shortcut. By the time we landed or arrived in Wales, we arrived about 1:30 in the morning. The other part of that disaster was that we had our problems with our front lights that kept dipping down, and therefore they were just kind of just pointing to the ground like a few meters in front of us. Now, we've had our fair share of water problems in Herman. First of all, we had a problem with some pipework near our boiler which cracked due to frost. Hot water would just be dripping out very slowly. This happened over a few years ago at Christmas time. We've also had various problems with taps. The water pump went once before. Another problem with water is water ingress. This is where water is leaking somewhere, and you get water inside the motorhome dripping somewhere and starts to rot your motorhome from the inside or even the outside in. It's a problem because you don't notice it until it's too late. And we've had that in our motorhome at the back, big hill at the moment, where we had a leak, and we've actually had a puddle of water, well, basically just caused this huge hole at the back. And myself and Chaz had to repair it, had to remove all the rot and replace that wood with fresh wood. Let me tell you about the time when we drove to a campsite in Norfolk. We were going down the A road, and I was keeping my eyes on the road. The road was clear, but then we went over, we seemed to drive over something, and I thought that was a bit weird, very strange. And when we got to the campsite, filling up with water, we noticed that the wing there, the plastic thing that goes over the wheel, was missing. Obviously it had fallen off while we were driving along. That was what we drove over. I think our biggest disaster has been over the last year or so, where we've been having problems with our drive shafts and the gearbox. We drove to Wales. We were going to go to Ireland, and got to Fishguard there, and then noticed that one of the drive shafts, the rubber boot was split, and it sprayed grease everywhere. And then the other side, that was leaking oil. We replaced the drive shaft. The other drive shaft, where it was leaking oil, we replaced the oil seal, but now it still leaks. But on my way back from Chaz's that evening, we lose 5th gear, meaning so when we put it in 5th gear, the gear stick just pops straight out. So we get fifth gear replaced. The time frame now is Christmas and New Year last year, and we discover that the gearbox is still leaking. We test the drive shaft and we find, we shake it up and down, and we find out that it wobbles a bit, it shakes a bit within the gearbox. So we decide to take it to a gearbox garage in Ramsgate, but on the way the clutch goes. So now we have a clutch problem as well as a gearbox drive shaft problem. If we get it to the gearbox garage, we have to pay up front £2,000, which we're not happy about. The gearbox garage starts messing us around. They say it's going to be done in a week, and yet it's still not done within the week. The motorhome has just been left on the side street in Ramsgate, for everyone to see and anyone to come along and nick it. So we decide to remove it from the garage and take it somewhere else. So it's at this other gearbox garage. We're just waiting for it to be repaired now. We haven't had the Herman for, well, it's going to be 4 months by the time it gets repaired, I think. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. It's been very difficult to record while riding the bike. But yeah, if you did enjoy this video, then maybe watch one of the others in this collaboration. I'll leave the playlist at the end of the video, and you can click on it and watch it in your own time. So thanks very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.